just a Rhine growing town, which we'll just see in a couple of moments behind the islands and bushes here coming out on your right hand side. Well, in Germany you have Martin Luther. Martin Luther naming the 95 Theses on the church door of Wittenberg. That was in the 16th century. Well, he was protesting against the practices of the Catholic Church, mainly against the practice of indulgence. So the main message of the 95 Theses, which are nailed on the church door of Wittenberg, was that man cannot play part of salvation himself. The salvation lies only and solely in the hands and grace of God. So meaning that you cannot buy yourself free from sins. At that time some people, they paid money to the church, afterwards they committed a murder and thought it was just fine. In Czech Republic you had a man called Jan Hus preaching the Protestant word. It was in Prague that those Protestants, they threw two of the Habsburg officials out of the windows of Prague Castle. This act in history is known as the Fenestration, and that started off the big war between Catholics and Protestants, the 30 Years' War, which lasted from 1618 to 1648, which really destroyed many of these small medieval towns all around Germany here. And it was only in 1648, when they had the Peace of Augsburg, that also Protestantism was recognized as an equal religion and faith. What happened actually was that many of the old Catholic churches, which were already there from the 1100s, 1200s, were then converted into Protestant churches in Germany. Nowadays when you enter, and the first thing you recognize, if there's no water basin close to the entrance, then it's a Protestant church, and usually they are simpler and less decorated, more modest inside than most of the decorative and heavy interior of the Catholic Church. When we talk about religion, we mainly call a church a Protestant church or talk about Protestants, but back home we might make a difference between Lutheran and Protestant. For us, Protestant is always Lutheranism. Martin Luther was here from Germany. But now let's say a bit more about Bacharach. You can see beautifully now here on your right hand side. Bacharach, named after Bacchus, the god of wine. So some also say that Bacharach might have its origin in Baccharos, and there was also the archetype of Bacchus. But the Romans were the first settlers here in this place as well. So the village you have a council that's called the Burgstallage, and Bacharach became property of the Count of the Palatine as well. It became really rich, trading with wood and wine, as well as with levying custom duties. Bacharach was one of the richest towns of the whole Palatine region in the 14th century. And every rich town had a city wall. Now how did that go? If you wanted to build yourself a proper town fortification with towers and with a proper city wall, you had to buy yourself a charter from the sovereign. So of course only very rich towns could afford that charter. Once you could afford that charter, you could build a city wall, you could have special markets, you could hold more times, right? To tell you that in this place they produce nice German champagne. In German we call it Sekt, sparkling wine. So that's Sekt, S-E-K-T. Most German want to remember the sparkling wine. Church higher up in its position so that you're safe in terms of high waters, that you can overlook the area with any base approach, that your women and children can seek shelter in church in times of sieges, and then you can also see the little openings in the towers and on the roof from where women pour out hot water, hot oil, throw out beehives, and sometimes also blow up everything necessary to get rid of the enemy surfacing. In many places you also see these yellow flags, a yellow flag with a sort of blue, green emblem on it. Those are the flags of the Rhine-Gau region, by the way. And Rhine-Gau, we call this 40 kilometers area along here where most of the war lines are. And here again, we have a very nice example of how they built the terraces, how they prevent the process of erosions and how they made the work over here. And here you see the all wines are planted vertically to get the maximum amount of sun. In some of those vineyards, if I had a helicopter here, I would fly over those vineyards. You could also see that in many of those vineyards they even tried to cover the soil with stones. Several times. Well, once in 150,000 to renewed each and every year. And that is still, when you want to go hunting, you need to go to the community, go with the community forester and hunter. Or if you know somebody who owns private hunting grounds, then you make sure you get invited to somebody who has time.
It's coming, it's coming. Yeah, we can stop it there. Yes, we stop it.
Touring the area here. And next to it you have a stone quarry. A stone quarry which is operated and used by the Dutch. Used for building dams and dikes. So it's a sort of present to the Dutch by the Germans. Some say also it's war compensation. Yeah, either way. The police coming up and passing by, so that's how the police works on the Rhine River. And the German word. Of course, many a settlement, many a village, many a town started off with a castle. So that's why you have many names which incorporate this burg or berg. So for example, you have Rothenburg, that means it started off with the red castle. You have Würzburg, or you have towns like Nuremberg or Miltenberg, which indeed refer to the fact that there is a mountain there. Or Regensburg, which is another So with another castle. So the Burg and the Berg, you'll see it in loads of names of towns and villages, and of course also in combination with the castles we are seeing. It's good to know what the Burg is. Something which is in the culture, etc. Here you have a couple of boats over here on the right hand side, these pink and black ones, they are tech ships. So now as geography is different from the north towards the south, as mentioned before, the dialects are different, the building styles are different, of course also mentality and traditions vary considerably. So if you go to Bavaria, which is the largest federal state of Germany, some would also call Munich the secret capital of Germany. And it's Bavaria what people mostly think of when thinking of Germany. You think of Lederhosen, they think of Oktoberfest, they think of yodeling, they think of Dirndl and these traditional outfits which people only wear in the south of Germany, mainly in the area of Bavaria. Yeah. And so somebody in Hamburg would never put on a Dirndl and the Lederhosen, it's just not part of their culture and what they identify with. So if you were in the north, for example, in Hamburg or Bremen, then the traditional outfit would be a sailor's outfit. And so white and blue outfit because they have a long tradition of sailing and ship making. They were part of the Hanseatic League, the powerful reunions of traders and sailors which dominated the whole north of Europe and from the 14th to the 17th century. So not only involving northern Germany, but also the Baltics, Russia, Scandinavia. So hence the traditional outfit in the north is different than in the south. Or if you go further northeast in the country, then you get into an area where mining is very popular. Loads of coal mining, loads of brown coal, black coal, and then the traditional outfit is a miner's outfit. So a black jacket with a double row of golden buttons, a big black hat. It's only in the south that we have the traditional Dirndl and Lederhosen. But actually for the next couple of days we are going to be in Bavaria, so in that region which is famous for Menken beer, even though we're also going to get to towns like Würzburg which are famous for Franconian wine. So you learn everything about Franconia and Bavaria and this most beloved part of Germany for people who come to visit. It's there that you have the Oktoberfest, it's there that you have the famous Ludwig castles. It's the Wittelsbacher family who ruled this territory. Yeah, and talking about the different federal states, on the right hand side you have the federal state called the Rhineland-Pfalz. On the left hand side you have the federal state called Hessen, which translates into Hessonia. Most people think that the capital of Hessen is the city of Frankfurt, which is, by the way, the largest city in Hessonia. It's obviously known for its huge international airport. It's also known for being a center of commerce, of money. The European Bank, for example, has its home there. But the capital of Hessonia is the city of Wiesbaden, an old Roman settlement that's also known for its American Navy base, military base there.